Salam from Dushanbe.
And this is the capital of Tajikistan. Although we have been in Dushanbe now for 5 days, today is actually the first time we are stepping out.
It has been so sunny and so hot.
The temperature here is right now about 41 degrees. So you can imagine how difficult it is for most people to be out during the day. However, it's now around 4:30, 5 p.m. and we decided that at least today we're going to come out and then explore this beautiful city. For the most part, I think our first impressions has been leaning Dushanbe towards Moscow. Like a lot of it looks just like that very beautifully made city.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shish?
I never expected Dushanbe to be like this. I thought it would be like a small town, normal looking buildings, but the buildings here are so fancy and all the sidewalks are like, they have trees on both the sides, so
Like
it's so shady and so comfortable to walk even though it's so sunny.
We just passed by a bus stand, but the bus stand looks like it's a mobile store as well. That's how every bus stand is here.
Very funky.
And it's pretty busy. Like 5 o'clock, I think, is like rush hour, so you might see a lot of traffic behind us. So, anyways, we are out exploring the city, and maybe Shish, you want to tell us what our plan is?
Our first stop is the mosque. It's about 1 kilometer from here. Let's go. And now we have come to the mosque.
So this is Haji Yaqub Mosque, and it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful ones here in Dushanbe. As you can see, it's got very, very beautiful architecture. Does that remind you of something though?
Similar to the mosque in Uzbekistan, the same majolika patterns.
So a lot of this part of the world was also ruled by the emperors in Bukhara. That's why you end up seeing the same kind of Islamic architecture here also. However, there are some prayers going on inside, so we didn't really want to go and disturb. We're just seeing it from the outside. Nevertheless, it's so beautiful. Yeah. And maybe Shish, you want to tell us what we're going to see next?
I want to go to the museum nearby and learn a little bit about Tajikistan and its history. There are so many fountains in Dushanbe. Like every alternate building on this road, we are spotting a fountain or two.
Shish has a guilty face.
I see ice cream. I think we deserve it. I think we deserve it. It's so hot right now, don't we? I think we do. You want to get open?
Yes. Okay, my turn.
So I was just sitting in this park for 1 hour while Navneet was inside the museum learning about something about Tajikistan.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So Shish said usually when we make these videos about history, it seems a little boring, so I will make it as crispy and small as possible. History dates back to a little around the Indus River Valley civilization. So a lot of the history is shared with northwestern India in that case. And the evolution of mankind and the combination of Homo erectus, Neanderthals, and all of that is like they've really made a very nice section about that. So personally, I wanted to learn more about the modern history, which is like during the Soviet times and so on. In the second level, I learned a little bit about the Islamic rule that came here during the medieval era, and that is mostly because Tajikistan used to be a part of the Bukhara state empire. Bukhara, as you know, was the place we visited in Uzbekistan. So that culture spread here, and that culture also actually originally came from Persia. So a lot of the region here is therefore influenced by the Persian Empire, and that is why that empire, which also influenced northwestern India, has brought about a lot of similarities, especially in the languages like in Hindi, Tajik, and so on. And finally, I made it to the third level. And in the third level, I was actually like pretty impressed. They have a lot of stuff from the Soviet era. So Tajikistan was actually an independent empire, but during the Tsarist rule of Russia, it was actually taken over, and then in the name of collective freedom and security, USSR was formed, and this country was also part of it. Then I found this little room where they've kept a lot of these gifts that have been given by other countries. And of course, I was curious to see.
They're always interesting to see. So, what is the relationship with India and what did they give?
So I saw that there were a couple of photos. One of them was with Pratibha Patil and the president here, Imam Ali Rahman. Of course, there are more meetings that he's had with Modi later on. So we did see stuff like that in the news and on Wikipedia. But here they have only that one photo. But they have a lot of gifts. So one gift I saw was from the Indian Army, where they gifted like a big memento to him. And the second gift that I saw was of a big, huge wooden elephant with very grand,
Like the Dasara elephant?
yeah, exactly like that, like a traditional Indian temple elephant
Nice.
that was there. And Shishira seems a little hungry, it looks like. So, what is the plan now?
Yeah. Can we go eat?
Okay, we should go eat. But do you have something specific in mind?
I want to try the national dish. It's
National
called
dish.
the Kurutob, and they have a vegetarian version in it.
Oh,
And I
Kurutob,
found, I researched on Google Maps and I found this one particular restaurant which is famous for it. So I think we should go there.
that one is actually very far from here.
But still, we'll go to the second best.
Okay, so let's go have some food.
But before that, let's walk through this beautiful park.
Before we
Beautiful
go to the
park.
restaurant, now we are going to see the tallest flagpole in Tajikistan. It was also supposed to be the tallest in the world at some point.
And we'll be looking
yeah.
up at it like this.
That's a tall flagpole. Yes, Chish. How many of you do you think should stand on top of each other?
Maybe 100 of you.
All the street lamps are shaped like ducks and swans. This is called Rudaki Park because of this man. He's the 9th century Persian poet called Rudaki. And in Tajikistan, whether you're in Panjaken, Dushanbe or anywhere else, this is one name you'll see everywhere. Like even the main road of Dushanbe is called Rudaki Avenue. And he's the most famous person when it comes to literature and culture here in Tajikistan. So they have a whole park dedicated to him.
Is this where all the birds come and drink water from?
Yes, Shish, you want to drink some?
Yeah, kind of thirsty. Ooh, it's cold.
Bye, Shish. There's no better way to finish off a day of exploring Dushanbe than to come here to an authentic Tajik restaurant and eat the national dish. And we've learned that the one contribution Tajikistan has made to the vegetarian world is actually, in fact, the national dish itself, which is called as Kurutob. And the restaurant we're here at, as Shish said earlier, is one of the most popular ones in the center of the city called Navroz Kurutobi. So we've just ordered one Kurutob, which is vegetarian without any meat, and we've also got some very special juice. Cherry.
We have been seeing these jugs at every restaurant we have gone to, and that is their specialty. They make this cherry juice in-house and it's pure. There's no chemical, no preservative, nothing added. I can't wait to taste it. Look at the color.
And it was in the fridge till now.
It's mildly sweetened and it's just so nice to drink. It's refreshing after the long walk, much needed. So this is called Kurutob. It's made from fatir bread. They take the bread, chop it up nicely into little pieces, and then they will immerse that in this yogurt. The speciality about this yogurt is that it's made from lamb's milk. And once they have mixed it up, they top it up with cucumber, tomato, chili, and some oil as well. Can't wait to taste it.
It's vegetarian.
It's fully vegetarian.
I would say it almost looks like dahi puri, but on a much larger level, and the only thing missing is sev and puri. The rest of it is identical.
Do you think we can finish this fully?
I don't
Let's
think
take
so.
up the
Look
challenge.
at the size. Just look at the scale of this. Like, it's so huge. Got a big spoonful. Let's give this a taste. So it tastes almost like dahi puri. I think the bread and the curd really make like a very simple, like easy to swallow dish, and the flavors are brought about by the vegetables and of course the chili. Here in Tajikistan, they really love their chili, both green and red. So in this one, they've sprinkled a little bit of red, and then they've given us the whole green chili, and it's giving that really good flavor to eat.
That was such a heavy meal. I'm so happy now. I don't feel like walking back. Shall we take the bus?
Okay. Yes.
Made it on the bus. They take 2 Somoni per person. You can get on anywhere and get off anywhere. No matter what the distance is, the fare is fixed to Somoni. So cold outside. That time it was burning hot when we stepped out in the evening, and now I think it's around 25, 26 degrees.
Yeah, so very peaceful weather every evening, so it doesn't hurt to really come out for a little walk. And they of course have lighting. Look,
I think we should go inside the park.
come, let's go. That is the park. Let's follow this chubby girl going there.
Come, Nami, come. Come, I take you on the zebra crossing. Come. Isn't this gardens by the bay? The super group trees.
You know, this is the same park we walked by in the morning, and you saw how hot it was. And now it's so beautiful with all the fountains being on.
At every night they turn on all the fountains and all the lights come on. You can see kids like just playing in these small toy cars, and people are selling ice creams and chips, those twisted toes and all that. With that, we come to the end of our vlog today. Hope you guys enjoyed exploring Dushanbe with us and enjoyed eating the Kurutob.
We're still so full of both memories and the cheesy food.
And we still have some of the food left for tomorrow.
Anyways, thanks you guys for coming along today. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!
Bye. Okay.
Whoa, 9.12 kilometers.
Sleepy time. There was another thing I learned. This is just to share with you guys. One of the first Indian overseas military bases was built by India here in Tajikistan. It was built in order to support the Afghan Northern Alliance, which was, basically it was resisting the Taliban. Uh, India did not provide military equipment or military assistance, but it was more to provide humanitarian assistance because a lot of people were dying.
Isn't this in the GBO area?
Yeah, precisely. So in GBAO, where we did the Palmer excursion, there's actually a place called Farkur.
Harpur.
Yeah, that's where the Indian overseas base is. India has built a second base also now, so there are two. India actually has like a super good relationship with Tajikistan. It was nice to get to know about it because I think Shishira and I really do enjoy knowing a little bit about geopolitics. But I think these days we're seeing a big role that India has been playing. It's pretty prominent. As Indians who are sitting and watching the news or anything inside India, you probably will never really get to know about this. But India has actually a pretty big influence in this region, especially with Bollywood movies. Culture, food, our behavior, our hospitality, I think is something that everybody knows here. And that was also reflected inside. Of course, I couldn't take a lot of videos, so that's why I'm narrating all of this. And I guess that's about it. We have a new Mr. Bean.